Beneath the bright lights and the infectious laughter of the beloved sitcom Three's Company, 1976 to 1984, lay a world of heartbreak and hidden struggles for many of its stars. The radiant smiles and iconic comedic moments that fans adored were but a fleeting facade. Behind the scenes, numerous actors grapple with fierce battles against illness, overwhelming personal struggles, and tragic accidents that claimed their lives far too soon. Those who once brought joy to millions were, in reality, burdened by sorrow and loss. From shattered Hollywood dreams to tearful farewells, their journeys became a haunting reminder of the fragility of fame and the fleeting nature of stardom. In this retrospective, we will delve into the tragic fates of 30 actors from Three's Company, not only to unveil the sorrow behind the laughter, but also to honor the artistic legacies they left behind. John Ritter, born September 17, 1948, was an actor known for his magnetic charm and impeccable timing, traits that made him a household name through the portrayal of Jack Tripper in Three's Company. Ritter's character, Jack, was a lovable, clumsy chef pretending to be gay to share an apartment with two women, a premise that pushed boundaries at the time. Beyond Three's Company, Ritter demonstrated his versatility in numerous roles, notably as David Bell in Hooperman, and later as Paul Hennessy in 8 Simple Rules, a series tragically interrupted by his death. John came from a showbiz family. His father, Tex Ritter, was a famous country singer and actor. He married actress Nancy Morgan in 1977 and had 3 children with her, including Jason Ritter, who followed in his footsteps. The marriage ended in 1996, and John later wed actress Amy Yasbeck, with whom he had a daughter. Ritter's life was unexpectedly cut short on September 11, 2003, after suffering an aortic dissection, a condition that was misdiagnosed as a heart attack. He collapsed on the set of 8 Simple Rules and died later that day at just 54 years old. His sudden death sent shockwaves through Hollywood and devastated his family and fans alike. Ritter's final days were marked not by decline, but by an unfulfilled promise of continued career resurgence. His tragic departure remains one of the most heart-wrenching losses in sitcom history. In a quietly enduring way, Joyce Dwit, born April 23, 1949, carried the role of Janet within Three's Company with grace and grounded strength, a brunette counterpoint to her blonde co-star Suzanne Summers. DeWitt played the practical, level-headed roommate whose chemistry with John Ritter and comedic timing made her indispensable to the series. Before her role on Three's Company, DeWitt honed her craft in theater and held a master's degree from UCLA. Unlike some of her contemporaries, she chose to step back from the limelight after the series ended in 1984, appearing sporadically in television films and stage performances. She never married and has no known children, leading a relatively private life. In later years, she revealed at the end of Three's Company and the behind-the-scenes conflicts left her emotionally drained. In 2009, she was arrested for DUI in El Segundo, California, a low point she later described as a personal wake-up call. Despite the challenges, DeWitt has continued to advocate for humanitarian causes and occasionally appears in interviews, reflecting on the complexities of fame and the lasting bond she shared with Ritter. Though not marked by death, her journey is shaded by the quiet struggles of navigating life after stardom, haunted by the fading echoes of a show that once defined an era. Richard Klein, born April 29, 1944. Richard Klein brought to life the character of Larry Dallas, the charmingly roguish used car salesman and Jack Tripper's best friend on Three's Company. Initially a recurring character, Larry's popularity elevated Klein to a series regular by the 4th season, and he remained a staple to the show's conclusion in 1984. Klein's portrayal added a layer of comedic mischief, often involving elaborate schemes and humorous escapades. Beyond Three's Company, Klein's extensive television career includes appearances on shows like Murder, She Wrote, Hill Street Blues, Matlock, Silver Spoons, and Columbo. He also ventured into theater, earning accolades such as the Los Angeles Drama Critics Award for directing Noel Coward's Present Laughter. In his personal life, Klein has been married 3 times and has a daughter, Colby, who followed in his artistic footsteps. As of 2025, Klein continues to engage with the entertainment industry, participating in projects like the scripted podcast series Around the Sun and maintaining an active presence in theater and television. Don Knotts, July 21st, 1924 to February 24th, 2006. Don Knotts, born Jesse Donald Knotts of Morgantown, West Virginia, was a master of comedic timing and physical humor. He gained widespread acclaim for his role as the high-strung Deputy Barney Fife on The Andy Griffith Show, earning 5 Emmy Awards for his performance. In 1979, Knotts joined Three's Company as Ralph Furley, the flamboyant and often clueless landlord, bringing a new dynamic to the show's ensemble. His portrayal of Furley was marked by exaggerated facial expressions and a distinctive wardrobe, contributing to the show's enduring popularity. Knotts' film career included notable titles like The Incredible Mr. Limpet, 1964, and The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, 1966. Despite his on-screen exuberance, Knotts faced personal challenges, including a difficult childhood marked by his father's mental illness and his own struggles with hypochondria and macular degeneration later in life. He was married 3 times and had 2 children, including actress Karen Knotts. Don Knotts passed away in 2006 at the age of 81 due to complications from lung cancer, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and memorable performances. Suzanne Summers, born October 16, 1946, brought sunshine and sweetness to Three's Company as a delightfully naive secretary Chrissy Snow, a role that made her a pop culture icon in the late 1970s. With her high-pitched giggle and bubble-headed charm, Chrissy became one of television's most beloved characters. After being fired from the show in 1981 for demanding equal pay to that of her male co-star, John Ritter, Summers turned to fitness and business, finding massive success with her Thigh Master and health advocacy work. She also starred in Step by Step 1991 to 1998, further solidifying her sitcom legacy. Her early life was riddled with hardship. She was born into a working-class Irish-American family and endured a difficult childhood with an abusive alcoholic father. In her personal life, she married Bruce Summers at a young age and had 1 son before divorcing. She later found lifelong love with Alan Hamill, whom she married in 1977. Tragically, Suzanne Summers passed away on October 15, 2023, 1 day before her 77th birthday, after a long battle with breast cancer, which she had courageously fought since the early 2000s. Her final years were marked by resilience, alternative medical choices, and the love of her family, but the pain of illness and repeated recurrences of cancer brought with them immense suffering. Her death was not just the end of a television legend. It was a silencing of a bright and fearless spirit who dared to challenge Hollywood norms. Audrey Lindley, born September 24, 1918, became a beloved comedic force as Helen Roper, the eccentric, sexually frustrated landlord's wife in Three's Company and its spin-off The Ropers. Clad in flamboyant robes and eternally starved for affection, Lindley's Helen brought humor and heart to the screen, playing off Norman Fell's deadpan delivery with a mix of sass and desperation. Her acting career began in the 1940s as a stand-in and stuntwoman, and over the decades, she worked steadily in film and television, with credits in A Heartbreak Kid, Same Time Next Year, and later in Friends as Phoebe Buffy's grandmother. Off-screen, Lindley was married to actor Hardy Ulm, with whom she had 5 children before divorcing. Despite her on-screen success, her later years were quietly marked by health struggles. She passed away on October 16, 1997, at the age of 79, from complications related to leukemia. Her death was a quiet exit for a woman who had brought such vibrant life to her characters. The tragedy of Lindley's life lay not in scandal or dramatic downfall, but in the slow, dignified fate of a consummate professional who never sought the spotlight, yet left a lasting impression on everyone who watched her. Norman Fell, born March 24, 1924, was an embodiment of grumpy comedic timing in his role as Stanley Roper, the prudish, henpecked landlord of Three's Company and later The Ropers. Known for his awkward expressions and impeccable deadpan delivery, Fell made Stanley simultaneously irritating and endearing, a man constantly dodging his wife's affections and getting entangled in the trio's farcical misadventures. Prior to his sitcom fame, Fell had a long, respectable career in Hollywood, often cast in supporting roles in films like The Graduate and Bullitt. He was a veteran of World War II, having served in the Army Air Forces, and studied acting at Temple University and the Actors Studio. Norman married several times and had 2 daughters, though his private life remained largely under the radar. In his later years, he experienced declining health, eventually succumbing to bone marrow cancer on December 14, 1998, at age 74. His final years were marked by both physical deterioration and the bittersweet recognition of a career often underappreciated by critics, but cherished by generations of viewers. Fell's passing signaled the loss of a classic sitcom archetype, the curmudgeon with hidden warmth, whose humor masked a life shaped by war, work, and a quiet personal struggle with fading fame. What do you think about the deaths of the actors from Three's Company, and who do you miss the most among them? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to catch our latest videos.